welcome back, everyone. As you know, this is a continuation of last week, which was episode 10. So, right now we're on episode 11, and we're still focusing in our health and wellness sessions. And today we're going to be continuing the discussion right where we jumped off. Last week, Troy and Terry gave us some really good information about, being consistent, and also Troy talked to us about grinding, staying on your grind and keeping with it. Today I'll be jumping in talking to you about maintenance, because I in particular for my monthly challenge, I was tackling the food, the eating, the healthy lifestyle. So I'll be talking about that, maintaining that over a period of time. So but before we get into it, I just want to find out how are you guys doing with your challenges, and just in general, how are you guys doing?
I'm good with my challenge. It's again very, 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 very difficult, but it's something. Again, if it's not hard, is it really worth doing? That's what I've been putting in my head, even though I keep on saying it's not worth doing. But that's basically where I am right now with my whole challenge.
Yeah, Troy, it sounds like a something you can hear from a movie, right? Like nothing good is worth nothing good is not worth. You're not gonna get any struggles for something good, Yeah, I messed that up completely, but
it's okay.
No movie that's it. But it's okay.
And Trudy, how's everything?
I think it's going well in terms of as you're saying, maintaining. I'm at a place where I'm getting consistent with the workouts and eating the way I'm supposed to, so it's going well.
Yeah. What have you been enjoying the workouts, or is it something where you're just like, I don't want?
No, I enjoy it now. I've gotten to a place where it's like you kind of start looking forward to it.
Oh.
Troy is just like, this will not happen. But for me, I got to that place now where it's like, okay, yeah, I want to do my workout. And in the workout, the lady, she always says like, it's meant to be a challenge. Like it shouldn't be easy, right? And I just tell myself that as well.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be easy. It is a challenge. I'm gonna sweat at the end of this. So, yeah,
That's true.
I think Troy was saying when we talked about grinding, there should always be some kind of hardship, some friction, right?
It should be a difficult choice to even want to do whatever you're trying to do. Yeah,
it's true.
And Terry, still running?
Still running.
Did you run on your way here?
Yeah, I guess. It has, honestly, it's been more difficult than I thought it would be. I thought that because I run so often, a half marathon would have been easy, but no, I'm having some hard time, up and down weeks, but it's all part of the process, right? And I am enjoying it either way.
Hey.
But yeah, it's more difficult than I thought it would have been.
Okay, but at least you have some perspective now. Like it's like, okay, I expected to be able to get this done by X amount of time, but I realized, okay, I need to put in more work or do more to get it done. So, okay. Well, my question for you guys, because I'm talking about like us just kind of maintaining that healthy lifestyle. So I want you to kind of project going forward. Like you're thinking, okay, what I'm doing right now, where I am right now, and where I want to be, let's say in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, or whatever the case may be, right? So what are some of the things you're doing now that you think would help you be successful in the future? Like that would help you maintain the healthy habits you've established during this challenge?
I'm doing push-ups upside down. If this doesn't get me the results I want, I'm going to scream. No, but it's the working out every single day and doing those challenges, even though again I don't want to do them. But yeah, it's every day making that choice of, okay, I'm gonna do my exercises. I'm going to get this thing done. That's something that I'm doing right now, so that 12 months down the line, I can say, okay, like look at the results. Like, I've done this. So yeah.
Okay. What about you, Terry? What habits are you establishing now that you think would keep you going, in 12 months or so?
For me, because I think why it has been so difficult also is because when you're doing that much running, you have to alter your eating habits. Because so some of the things that was eaten before, I can't eat during this because you want to maintain that somewhat lean body for when you're running. So going forward, some of the eating habits like ensuring that I'm eating properly, I'll definitely keep that up within 6 or 7 months because I do see the result. Like the runs are a lot easier simply because of what I put into my body.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed is how interconnected everything is. Like, okay, your main goal is to, do the running and all that stuff, right? But you also have to take into consideration
That's true.
your eating.
Yeah,
Yep.
You also have to take into
sleeping.
consideration your sleep.
Yep.
Like you have to
Yeah.
take into consideration
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
So one thing about doing a challenge is that it's going to open up your eyes to a lot of different things and different avenues and stuff.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
number of different facets. It's like, yeah, we need to do X, Y, and Z. Like you can't just wake up and say, okay, I'm going to lose weight without sleeping properly, without drinking the right amount of water, without doing some exercise as well, right? So it's kind of, you're right, right? It's all interconnected. Trudy, you're
So really just the scheduling of workouts that works for me. Like I love that. I don't know if maybe that's just based on my personality. It's
It
like,
is.
I need to
It
check
is.
this thing
It
off,
is.
Yeah.
I did it,
Check
So
off, yeah.
it's kind of
it's
like
fun checking stuff off.
yeah, right. The first words,
Yeah.
you like this, right? So I think
It's
going
disgusting.
forward
Just do it.
going forward, like just I think what works is just having like a training program, an exercise program where
Yeah.
I know, okay, for these 4 weeks, for these 2 weeks, the things is already curated for me. Like I know this is a workout I have to do. I don't have to think, okay, well, should I do push-ups now? Should I do crunches now? No, it's set for me. I just have to press play and do it, right? So
Yeah.
I think I can maintain that for the next 12 months. And also in terms of eating, like I'm joining you with the intermittent fasting, so that really helps, and it's definitely
Yeah.
something that I can maintain. I found that it's pretty good. I don't have to think about like breakfast or lunch. It's just one meal and you're
Yeah.
done. Like yeah,
Yeah, and I know in the first part of this episode, which we released last week, when Tarrie was talking, he kind of talked about being able to do something that you can last for a year or however long for the rest of your life. And Trudy messaged me during the week. She's like, you know what? This is something we can do. Like we can maintain, because it's like, yes, we have the one meal, or even if you're doing 2 meals a day or whatever. But it's like we can still eat certain things, but we know, okay, this is our main meal and that's it. We're not like snacking in between. So for us, it's something we can do. You got to know what works for you. That's why I started off with this question of like, okay, what is it that you're doing now that you think is setting you up for the future? And I like your answers. It's like, you have certain things. These habits is going to be beneficial to you maintaining and keeping that healthy lifestyle. Now, in addition to that, the second question I have, and after that, I'll give you guys some general tips that I've kind of collected and just from my personal experience. Second question I have for you guys. In the past, what are some of the warning signs that you've observed in your life when you know, okay, I'm about to fall off the wagon? Like, what are some of the warning signs for you guys?
For me, it's the first break or like the first rest that I take. That's my warning sign, because the day that I'm not doing anything, that is the beginning of the rest of days that I will not be doing anything.
you broke the momentum.
Yeah, the momentum, breaking the momentum.
Oh, yeah.
that
Going
we
back.
talked about. I think it was a couple podcasts ago.
Episodes,
But
yeah.
whenever I break that momentum, that's when I'm like, okay,
That's true.
things are about to fall off.
Snowball.
Yeah, things are about to snowball right now. Yeah.
Good. I like that one.
For me, with the warning signs, it's anytime that I'm around something where I know that it's not good for me, that's like a big warning sign. Like, for example, if I'm around cookies, it's definitely a warning sign for me where if I'm around it, I'm probably going to have it. So
I would love to hear the inner dialogue in Terry's brain. Like, I shouldn't be doing it. And the cookie's
It
like,
should
come
not
on,
be,
Terry,
yeah.
eat me.
You know you want to.
yeah, just being around things that I know I shouldn't be around.
Yeah.
if I'm, yeah, so that's basically
So
it.
that could throw you off from maintaining that kind of healthy lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? Trudy?
I guess I would say like if I get into like that kind of mode where it's like your self discipline starts slipping,
Yeah.
you just get that kind of lazy vibe sometimes
Just
where you're
feel
just
like
like
killing it.
Self-discipline
I
isn't
just-
disciplined.
No,
Yeah.
it just disappeared. It's just like I'm not doing anything, and that is where it's like it can throw things off. Because then once you stop, as Troy said, once you break that momentum, you're just like I don't want to
Yeah.
keep going.
I'm
like,
just
tomorrow.
thinking like if you're around certain people, that might be
Yeah.
a
That could be
big
bad too.
one.
It's true.
inside
If
for
they're
you.
if they have that kind of lack of motivation
Yeah.
too, that could really pull you down as well.
And yours could be also like a show with Terry's, like the self-discipline in your mind is just like, I'm going on vacation now, and then that's it for
Yeah, and then you don't
for
start
Trudy,
back.
right? And you don't start back. And it's really important for us to look at the warning signs. And as Terry mentioned, there are other types of warning signs, such as people you might be around. Like there might be certain people that are always negative. They're always like they have bad habits, like they're not into exercising or eating healthy, so they never talk about things like positive like that. So that could be a problem too. These are some of the warning signs we kind of have to look at. And it's funny Troy mentioned that, because one of the things I saw when most of the things I mentioned today is from like WebMD and also my personal experiences. But one of the things I saw is like, don't take a break for 2 days.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Like if you're like, okay, I'm gonna have someone's birthday is coming up, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna have cake that birthday. Don't do 2 days, like,
Yeah.
because then you're just gonna be completely snowball out of it, because you're gonna keep going downhill. So so it's really important to kind of know that as a kind of warning signs. So I'm gonna go through a few things that I think, for me personally, and also some of the things that I was able to gather online on different articles and stuff that kind of touches on like maintaining a healthy lifestyle, right? So the first thing is be willing to take time and put in the effort. So you're about to, we know like whatever we're doing, we know that we want to keep doing it after we finish the challenge, right? I think we all pretty much agreed on that a couple of weeks ago. Now we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep going. So just know that it's going to take time and it's going to take effort. Like the one that really gets me is Troy's, right? He said, okay, he wants to like have a six pack, have a nice figure and stuff. It takes time and it takes effort. No, you can do it. You can definitely do it, but it takes time and it takes effort.
So much time and so much effort.
So you're starting from that point. So when the hardship does come, you already know, okay, you know what? But I expected this to happen. I'm trying to lose like 15 pounds. I expect it's going to take a while. It's not going to just be like that, right? At the snap of a finger. You want to run a half a marathon and eventually an ultra marathon. It's not gonna just be you wake up the next morning and you're able to do it, right?
Sorry, what is an ultra marathon again? Like how long is that?
It's I think I have to do more research into it, but it's longer than your regular marathon.
Oh gosh.
So and you're
Like, I'm
just doing the
thinking
half
double.
marathon,
I
right?
just did the half marathon.
And the
which
half marathon is 20 something.
Which is 21.
And the
Half is
kilometers.
what?
21. And then
So
the
a
real
full
marathon is
marathon,
42.
42.
And then there's ultra.
marathon.
So then the ultra is just they're trying to kill you. Okay, cool.
So yeah, that was the first thing. And the second thing is big. We already talked about the warning sign, but the next one is have a plan, right? So do you all have a plan for how you're going to maintain going forward? You don't need to get into what the plans are, but do you have a plan? Like, do you have an idea of what you're going to do going forward?
Yeah. I mean, I know you said not to get into
No, you
it,
can,
but mine is just exercising every single day and doing short exercises. So I don't have to do a long exercise. It's just me doing like a 30-minute exercise and then that's that.
I like that.
Tarrie
Well
this
said.
whole
I
thing
think
this
you and
morning.
said.
Trudy probably had a conversation.
This morning.
Okay,
He
okay.
joined me on my workout
Yeah, I
today,
worked
which
with
was
hers.
nice. He had promised I'll work out with
On
you.
Saturdays, yeah.
Okay, on Saturdays. And he did. And yeah, Chloe Ting, I told you, it's no joke. And
But, okay,
this man burned out and
no,
he's just like, oh, I'm just going to do half an hour workout.
No, I was able to do it. Like, it was fine doing it. But what got to me is like, okay, so for one day you have to do 6 videos. So
Right.
we were on video 3, and I'm like, okay, we're done now. And then I saw there was my thing is I rather do 30 minutes intense than like an hour of
Yeah.
like, it was just like, I'm like, no, I rather. So you saying that, it just brought back that to me.
Yes.
But yeah,
Tarrie.
that's just how, again, that's how my body works. Like
Yeah.
my body is okay. You need to do this every single day for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I'm not one of those people who can like work out for like once in a month and then I'm fine. Like no, like I need to be working out every single day. But yeah.
Yeah. So just make sure you have a plan, right?
Yeah.
And thanks, Troy, for that example. The next one is don't let a single setback stop you from progressing. We're all gonna have setbacks, no matter what. The best plan, the best ideas, the biggest motivation, you're gonna have setbacks. But that could just be a single setback. Don't let it get you down, right? So you're gonna just be like, okay, this is a setback. I didn't exercise for 2 days or for a day or whatever. I'm going to get up and do it. I ate bad. Get up and do it. So it's kind of like keeping that mindset. That's how you maintain. Because remember, we're talking about maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And I know for me personally, there's been days in the past where I did not like exercise, or like a couple of days I did not exercise, but I didn't now become the person where I'm like, I'm no longer an exerciser. I'm no longer a person who
All or none.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
no longer an exerciser.
I'm no longer a person
I
who
need to make that a
exercises.
shirt. Like, I need
You
to
know what
make-
I mean? Like it's kind of like don't give up just because of one bad experience, right? The next one is, and this one is kind of controversial. I have one about triggers, but I think Trudy is talking about triggers too anyway. So, but have an occasional treat. What do you guys think about that one?
Ooh.
So maintaining a healthy lifestyle,
agree with
one
that.
of the things is have an occasional treat. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes, I agree with
Yeah.
that. I agree with that.
I think it's
Well,
necessary as
You want to
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Life.
And it's somewhat like a reward system
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, if I go hard for like 6 days consecutively, this is going to be my reward. Like, last week you guys were making fun of me because I had a treat because I'm just like, yo, I worked so hard. I
Needs his
ran
treat.
so much. I put in so much kilometers during the week.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Baby
Yeah.
knows his cookie.
I'm going to enjoy my chocolate ice cream with my chocolate cookie.
Okay, you're going off
He
on
has
that
it
too
planned
much.
already.
No, I'm going to enjoy it because I really worked hard for it.
But then the problem is there are people who think every time they work out,
No.
they need a treat. They're just like, well, I just did 30 minutes of freeletics or whatever program. I need to go and have a treat. No, it doesn't work that way. I think that's where the problems come in with treats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't have it every day. It's a
No.
reward system. So.
Yeah, and okay, so my question then, just as a quick follow up, is how often should you have a treat then? Because some people are like, oh, it's just once in a while, but that once in a while is
2
basically
days.
every second day,
Yeah.
right? How
think-
often?
You should have a treat like once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks? Okay, that's not bad.
In terms of maintenance, something that I've told people in the past is if you're trying to lose weight, right, develop a healthy lifestyle, what you should do is first kind of get to your goal weight or close to it, and then you can start introducing treat days or cheat days, as they say.
So like you don't start off
Not from the jump. I
you
don't
like from
think.
day one. You're not like having your treats every 2 weeks.
I don't
While you're
think so.
still
I think because then you have to first of all form the discipline, right? And you have to first develop that self-control, because if you're just getting started and you have a weakness for cheesecake, you shouldn't be like, okay, I'm going to play around with cheesecake within this first week. First
Yeah.
kind of develop, your discipline, get into a routine before I think you really start that. And the second thing I would add is also you have to kind of, in figuring out when to have your treat and cheat days, you have to kind of watch what happens when you do have a treat day,
good
right?
point.
Because if it's a case
Yeah,
where you work
that's a
out
really
only,
good point.
if you work out 5 days and you have a treat day, but then you notice your weight just goes up by 5
That's a
pounds,
good point.
It's not
maybe
worth
you
it.
need to space
Yeah.
it out. Maybe
Yeah.
you do a 2 weeks and then you have your cheesecake and then,
Yeah,
see how it works.
one thing I would say, I think treats are good, but once in a while. But I think for me personally, what my general rule that I've kind of gone forward with is just for special occasions.
That's true.
Like birthday, I'm not gonna, birthday, anniversary, friends, celebration, meeting up with people after a long time, those things. That's how I see it. But some people, they're at the point where they can treat like every 2 weeks, as Troy said, and they're fine.
But I think it's like what we're getting at is very based on the individual.
Yeah.
Some people can have it every 2 weeks. Some, it's not good for them to have it.
Know
every
what
2
works
weeks.
for your body.
Know what works. Some might just need it just once a month because once they know that they have that treat, they go down into a downward spiral.
Yeah.
So you just understanding who you are.
Yeah.
For me, I like treating myself once
Yeah,
a
we
week.
know. So, yeah.
But I understand that. I
Yeah.
understand.
And the
my
thing
body.
with treats is that they're easily justifiable.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You can easily like, okay, yeah, it's just this one cookie. Da,
Yeah.
da, da. You can do that every single
Single day,
time that
yeah.
you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do
Yeah.
that every single day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
make sure that you're not
That's so true.
justifying your treat days.
Yeah.
And can you live with the result, like the
Can you-
consequences too? Because I
Yeah.
remember there was a point for us where we would eat well during the week, and then we would like have like a treat day on the weekend, right? But and then when we would look at the scale, we would notice that our weight would just kind of plateau, like or just kind
Yeah.
of stay the same. So there was a point where I was fine with that, like I was happy with the weight I was. So I was like, okay, I'm good with this, I don't mind. But then when we wanted to actually lose weight, we realized, okay, in order to start losing weight, we're gonna have to cut out the treat days maybe every 2 weeks or
Yeah.
once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about knowing yourself and kind of treating yourself appropriately and, saving it for those, special
Special.
times. It's know your body, right?
Just
So
going back
just-
to the ultra marathon because I just looked it up. Is anything over 42 kilometers.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So anything that's more than a full marathon is considered an ultra marathon.
That's very disgusting. Very disgusting.
So the next thing I had, so occasional treat, I'll just go through these. The next one is change the setting. If you notice a place is causing you to fall back on your healthy lifestyle, change that setting.
Now, what if your setting is home?
Well, you can change your setting still. You can change your home. Yeah, and maybe that's something we'll talk about a bit later or something, but you can definitely change your home as well. The next one is distract yourself. If stress in your life is driving you to eat, find other ways to relieve stress. So relieving stress doesn't have to be through eating, right? Because a lot of people, you hear them say that
Emotional
stress eating.
eaters.
Find other ways. People say writing, journaling, music, creating, like these things are all known. Playing a sport, playing an activity, they're all known as stress relievers. That's not eating, right? So that's, and then the last one is, well, no, two more. One, know when to get help. Know when you need to talk to someone. Like when you're past that point, you can no longer live a healthy lifestyle. You need to talk to someone. It's really important for us to have community, people to help us, to hold us accountable, to maintain our healthy lifestyle. Like for me, what I experienced was like when my weight was really high, I had to actually go to a dietitian, talk to them. They were able to give professional ideas and stuff. And also the second time when I was losing weight, like my mother-in-law and you guys' parents, she was doing a program as well that I was able to, ask, and get ideas from and stuff. So it's kind of like knowing when to get help. And the last thing, guys, no matter what, as you're going through the journey of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, just stay positive. Always stay positive, no matter what. So that's just some kind of tips that I gathered online, and also from my personal experience, I kind of put some of my experiences in there on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Now, what about you, Trudy? What do you have for us this week?
So the word that I'm looking at is triggers. And just to jump right into it, what are some of your food triggers? So I'm gonna hear.
Do you have enough time? I have so many. Well, let's just start like that. Anything sweet, that's a
Okay,
trigger
sweets
for
is
me.
a trigger.
Like anything. Cookie, ice cream, the list goes on and on. So I'm not going to bore you with the details on that one. Food like lasagna, Fried chicken. Yes, I love fried chicken.
Oh, Terry.
Yeah, bread. Well, not really bread. Bakes for the
Bakes.
Caribbean people.
Mhm.
Fried dumpling for the Jamaicans.
Jamaicans.
Yeah, so those are just some of my triggers.
Okay.
Okay.
Troy.
For me, it's any kind of pastry.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, that's when you know I'm going down. The path.
So you mean
What's your key one?
like
Um,
do you,
go ahead.
what like I want to ask you a Grenadian one, like currants roll. You like
Yeah,
that?
Oh,
Okay.
currants
yum,
roll.
yum, yum,
I'm
yum,
done
yum.
for the coconut roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
turnover?
Turnover.
I'm done for anything that has sugar in it.
Sugar and
Oh,
pastry.
so it's like
Yeah. That's I'll have a serious problem like, for the
After
rest
that.
of the week.
Okay. Tarrie.
Yeah. So because one of the things I had keep triggers out, right? And I when I was preparing for that, my mind was thinking of what are my triggers, and I really had to think about it. But I think generally, like the broad category for my triggers is carbs. Like let's say a good lasagna that has some carbs in it, right? You know, some fries or something. Like generally carbs.
Yeah.
I'm not really into the sugar that much. Like even before, I never was into dessert, but the carbs,
Yeah.
I like some good carbs. You know,
Yeah. For me, I'm like French fries
Ooh.
are the number one. Like, if someone's like, just eat one fry, what does that mean? Like, I
That
can't
you
just
can't
eat
just
no,
have
I
just
can't
eat
just eat
one.
one fry. So I really like French fries. That can really like throw me off. And then maybe like a nice burger, pizza,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
those
pizza.
kind of
I like
things.
pizza a lot.
Yeah, that's what gets me as my trigger.
I forget burgers.
Terry's-
burgers
Terry,
are
though, we know the whole.
There's a
pretty
bunch.
much a whole list, man. Like,
I think I might be triggered right now.
No.
I
Okay,
know,
well,
just
let's
talking
not.
about
Let's
it,
not. Okay,
yeah.
changing the subject now. So just so that you guys have a definition, right? What is a trigger food? So according to weightwise.com, it is any food that is not only very hard for you to resist, but one that causes you to return to behaviors you had given up, including overeating on that trigger food, and maybe even dropping your fitness regimen or routine.
Wow.
So that's really what the whole trigger food thing is. It's like, you know, when the food can derail you from your fitness goals
So-
in exchange for one moment of pleasure. That's the key thing.
So then, did we really have? What was really our trigger foods?
that's what I'm
Because-
thinking
Yes.
because it haven't really derailed me.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So there's a difference between your
okay.
trigger food and a craving.
You
So
made me
with
feel
Terry,
good.
no. So
I'll
maybe,
go out and have more sweets.
but it has to be a case where, let's say with Terry, he's like, okay, if he sets a goal of, okay, I'm only going to have 3 cookies. But if he starts eating the cookies and he realizes, oh my God, half the bag is done.
Yeah.
Then you're like, no. This is more of a trigger food and not just a craving. Because let's say you're craving chocolate. You can have like 2 pieces of chocolate and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm good. I feel good.
Yeah.
now. But with a trigger food, when you eat it, then now you're just like, you know, you overate, you did something that you shouldn't have done, and you have those feelings of regret. So that's how you can differentiate trigger versus
Okay,
craving.
yeah. So I fall more on the craving
A
side,
craving.
yeah.
So you just kind of satisfy
You
that
have a lot of
craving here and
cravings,
there.
yeah.
A lot of craving.
Yeah.
But now that Trudy mentioned it, you guys can't you see examples of people who did have trigger foods and it really did mess up their plans,
Yeah.
or like even their goals, like
Yeah.
not just health goals, like relationship goals, like
That's a good point.
different goals that
Smoking
get
or-
Yeah.
get completely derailed
Yeah.
From your
because of
trigger.
like a trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoking is a good one.
Alcohol,
Alcohol,
which is
yeah.
a huge one, right?
And that's like kind of more like where I'm coming from with this topic with triggers and the importance of eliminating certain triggers and changing your environment so that you don't fall into relapse, right? You know, when you think about an alcoholic, they'll tell them, all right, you need to stay away from alcohol. If you have friends who drink, try to stay away from those
them,
friends. They'll set up programs like AA, so you go to
Yeah.
these meetings, you know. So it's the same thing for us with our triggers, whatever it may be. If it's food, you have to put things in place so that
Yeah.
they don't cause you to trip up. So the first one is just get rid of it. If it's in your home, get rid of it.
That's a really good.
So
Yeah.
that goes to your thing, Terry, when you asked about the home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can just,
so just get rid
the-
of it. If it's
from the
not
home.
there, then how can you eat a cookie if there's no cookies home, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you'd have to actually take extra steps now. Go to the grocery store, get out your money, buy the cookie, and then bring it back home.
Well, just personally, because the three of us, we live together. That was one of the things that, like, your mom did, right? Like, my mother-in-law, that was one of the things she did. Like, she's like, okay, we're
Clear
eating
out the whole
healthy.
house.
Clear out the house of anything bad.
anything.
Not even like, oh, let's finish. You know, some people would say, let's finish eat it. Let's eat it off.
No, just throw it away.
give it away to a charity or something, or,
Yeah.
or just get rid of it completely, you know?
I guess it's also having that understanding with someone who you live with.
Yes.
Because, you know, even though that may not be a craving or a trigger for you, it might be for someone else. So you
That's
might,
true.
you will have to sacrifice your craving or trigger for that
For
person.
that person,
Yeah.
yeah.
to
Yeah.
do it right.
And that's why it's important for maintaining weight loss and, you know, our challenges. You should let the people around you know that this is what you're doing. This is my new lifestyle. My new lifestyle is, you know, I will not be eating, you know, sugary foods, or I'm not going to have French fries. So if I tell Tarrie that when he goes grocery shopping, he won't pick up
Yeah.
fries, right? You know what I mean? So you have to do those types of things. Get people involved to help you out. Another one is make healthy food readily available, right? So if you're trying to eat healthier, have more, you know, things that are healthy in your home,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, if it's
Yeah, fridge should just be fruits and vegetables
or
and
whatever it
meat
is that
and,
you're
yeah,
eating,
healthy
right?
stuff.
And what you should do as well is set up roadblocks for unhealthy food. So, for instance, someone gave us a piece of black cake, right? Black cake, you
Black
know, West
cake.
Indians, rum cake. And Tarrie and I said, okay, we're going to have the cake, right? We decided we're not going to throw it. We're going to have it, but we'll save it for our anniversary.
Yeah, so it's in the freezer
So
now.
what we did, we put it in the freezer. So there's no way either one of us could just go and like take a piece, you know, without the other
Yeah.
one knowing before time, because you'd have to defrost
Frost it.
it and then eat it. So that's something you can do if you realize there are certain foods that are really tempting to you and you have it home. Make it difficult to actually get it. Like hide it in the back of the fridge or something crazy
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Set
Yeah.
up some sort of roadblock. The next one is, let's see, in terms of exercising, we kind of talked about in a previous podcast, but make it visible, like your shoes, your workout mat. Make sure you see those things. And the last one is, here's a tip for, you know, with eating. Use smaller plates. That's something that they did based on science. They're like, if you use a
Are you
smaller,
serious?
yeah,
Oh,
you
wow.
trick your brain pretty much, right? Because imagine if you have a big plate, like a plate the size of this iPad. You would want to fill it with food. But imagine you had a smaller plate. Even though you fill it with food, your brain is going to think, wow,
That's a
because the
lot of
plate is
food,
it's
yeah.
a lot of food. So you're thinking like, all right, I'm full now. So that's something you can
Playing
do.
tricks
Use
with your
play,
mind.
play tricks with your mind.
Well,
You-
that's what the companies do. They
I
play
They
tricks.
do, they do.
No, like for example,
Restaurants?
yes,
Yeah.
and even the example you were telling me about the
The
candy.
food science,
Yeah.
yeah. And even, oh, you mean
Yeah.
like in the store, yeah.
They play tricks with our mind. They
Yeah.
put the candy by the cash
the
register
register.
because of decision fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time like you've gone throughout the supermarket, instead of putting it right in the door when you get in, you're not gonna buy it then. But your brain is a muscle, so you've made all these decisions throughout the grocery store.
yeah.
By the time you get to the cashier, your brain, your muscle is weaker, so you're more likely to just grab that candy.
Yeah,
then.
just take it.
Yeah,
Just like, wow.
Yeah, companies are really smart like that, like the product placement
Yes,
and
it's
everything like
big.
that. It's funny. This is a little bit off topic, but I was reading an article where people who are buying gum, like packaged gum, it's actually on the decline, and
Okay.
the reason for it is that because when people are in the lines, they're on the smartphones.
Oh, so
okay.
they're not noticing
So they're
it
not
anymore.
noticing the gums and
That's
everything
true,
like
yeah.
that. Just a little bit of
That's interesting.
didn't know that.
No, going back to your plate thing, like
Yeah.
with me, the reason why I use a smaller plate is that less dishes.
Let's surface the water.
Terry's all about that. Troy's all about that. Last word.
Yeah, you guys are. Well, Troy doesn't try sometimes.
Troy's just like paper
I don't
plates.
even,
My-
yeah.
do disposable plates. Right?
my wife will
Sometimes I
be
don't even use a plate.
my wife will be like, "Why are you using the smaller plate?" I'm not like, I want to.
But now you can tell us scientifically. Now you can
It's
tell us
good.
Alright,
scientifically.
I have a
it's
scientific
Yes,
reason
yes.
now.
And with the grocery store, another thing you can do is try to avoid the middle aisles because that's where a lot of the
Yeah.
processed foods, the prepackaged foods are located, as compared to the fruits and vegetables. They're all around the perimeter, right? If you're just
Okay.
getting fresh meat, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, that's where they tend to be. So, and the final thing that I wanted to share with you is this. Watch your words, right? Something from James Clear. He talks about this study from the Journal of Consumer Research where they examine I don't versus I can't,
okay.
right? So if you were to say I don't eat sugar
How-
versus I can't eat sugar. I can't is more of a restrictive type of mentality. So if I say, oh, I can't eat sugar because, I'm doing this diet or whatever, you don't really want to do it because you're just
Well,
like, there's a limitation
Just
on
as you
myself.
say that,
Yeah.
like for all of us, how do you feel when you say you can't do something?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you guys feel when
Yeah.
you say you can't do something?
Yeah, one of the things that I'm trying to eliminate from, my Bella or whatnot is that word can't.
Can't,
Like,
yeah.
I can't do this. I'm just like, no,
Mhm.
you don't say you can't. You could. You just have to work harder at it.
Yeah.
So I just think applying that to myself, I try to avoid the words I can't. At one time, I sat down with a life coach, and even though, I don't really, not to go into it, but one of the good things that he mentioned to me is like, don't mention the word can't.
Okay.
Because as you mentioned, you're somewhat restricting your
Restricting, yeah.
abilities, what you're capable of. Don't say I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You could. You just have to find alternate ways to achieving it.
Of
So
doing it.
it's definitely you have to be mindful of the word I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like for me, I can't really feel like I'm not capable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not able to do it. Like that's how I feel whenever I say I can't. It's like I can't get to the top. I can't be amazing at something. Like if Troy's like, Tarrie, let me show you how to edit videos, and I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
It's just completely defeating myself.
It's taking the lazier approach also. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say, like, with the whole I can't thing, it just absolves me of any responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
I
yes.
just cannot do
I
it.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. I can't. I can't. Like, yeah, but
Yeah, it's considered
true.
psychologically restricting or you're placing a psychological limitation. Whereas when you say I don't, that's more psychologically empowering,
Yeah.
meaning I am in the position where I am saying I don't consume sugary foods, I don't eat
don't
junk
smoke.
food, I don't smoke. It's not I
It
can't.
sounds
yeah.
better too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
saying
you're
the
making
words
the
I
choice.
don't.
There's
Yeah,
more-
you are
there's more
making
power in
it's
it.
empowering,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, that's what I would just kind of encourage us as we go on this maintenance journey. Like, say within yourselves, okay, if it's in your case with the intermittent fasting and eating healthier food, just say I don't eat junk food, I don't eat sugary foods, I don't eat foods that are going to negatively affect me. You're making the choice to not
Yeah.
do it, right? As opposed to saying, well, I can't have cookies,
I can't have
because
sugar
this is
because
my
then
diet or
whenever
whatever.
the first trigger, I can relapse versus
Yeah.
like I don't. That's so empowering. I feel like a superhero. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't eat sugar.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what I have in terms of, triggers from a practical approach. Just get it out of the way, man. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so thank you guys for joining us on part 2 of this session all about, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So yeah, we want to encourage you to just leave us a like, comment on our videos if you're on YouTube, and give us a thumbs up. Go to Apple Podcasts also, and please rate, review, anything you can to spread the word, help us grow, and help the family become bigger. So yeah, thanks again for joining us.
And continue to share the videos as much as you can. Share it with your family, friends, anyone you could.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's just to wrap things up for this 2-week session. So let's bring it all together. Let's bring the forwards together. What we'll do, because we split it up this time, we'll just each person say their word and just give a one line on what it was about, and we'll just bring it all together. So starting with Tarrie, I believe.
Tortoise, slow and steady wins the race.
My word was grind. Just have to stay on your grind and always lean towards the things that are a bit harder to do.
And my word was maintain. Do whatever it is to keep on that healthy lifestyle and to not relapse.
Triggers. Remove any triggers in your environment for success.
So thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.